The next parent function I asked you to graph is the greatest integer function. Make sure that you're looking at this notation. Many of you interpret it as just the absolute value of x. It's a little bit different. It has another square bracket on the outside. That means it's the greatest integer function. So paying close attention to your symbols and the notation for greatest integer function. I wrote the definition at the bottom here. It is the greatest integer less than or equal to x, which means whatever number you pick is the greatest integer less than or equal to the value that you pick. So again, what I'll do is I'll just pick some numbers on the number line here. If I choose 0, what is the greatest integer less than or equal to 0? Well, 0 is the greatest integer. It's equal to 0. Then if I pick any number in between a 0 and 1, if you remember, this less than would always round it down or go to the left of whatever number I pick. So if I pick a half, it goes down towards 0. The greatest integer less than a half is 0. The greatest integer, if I pick 0.9, then the greatest integer less than 0.9 is going to go down to 0. So everything between 0 and 1 gets graphed on that line. But as soon as we hit 1, if we do the greatest integer value of 1, which is going to look kind of funny in symbols, the greatest integer value of 1 is 1. It's equal to the x value that I put in. So this is where we get our jump. The greatest integer value of 1 is 1. Then every number I pick between this 1 and 2 is going to round down to 1. So we had all of those numbers going to an output of 1. So 1.9 goes down to 1, 1.8 goes down to 1. But as soon as we hit 2, there's a jump. And because there's a jump, we put an open circle on the right end. We jump up to our next integer, which is the greatest integer of 2. The greatest integer of 2 is the greatest integer less than or equal to 2. So that's equal to a 2, so we jump. And every number in between there goes down towards the 2 until we get to the 3. Then we jump. And our graph ends up being a step function. That is what we called it. So it looks like a stair step. It's closed on the right side, on the left side, open on the right. So it should fill out my entire graph. And there's my greatest integer function graph. Make sure you do not connect these. I'm showing some people were connecting them like that. Even though we call it a stair step function, we didn't connect those with a line like that or a line like that. That is not part of your graph.